There are some really good books out there, but I wanted to focus on just one today which was really useful for me personally, and I know others have also taken great benefit from it. The book is called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and centers around the author's experiences of his own father, Poor Dad, a well-educated university professor, versus the experiences of learning from his best friend's father, Rich Dad, who lacked in academic qualifications but had business ideas. In short, his father, Poor Dad, might have been a well-paid, stable professional, but never truly attained wealth. Rich Dad, however, was wealthy. I want you to read the book for yourself, but to whet your appetite, I will run through some principles that are mentioned in the book. Point number 1. The rich don't work for money. The best way to make money work for us is by investing it for passive income. So, most of us may be thinking, what is passive income? Again, here are two types of income. They are active income and passive income. Active income is a type of income for which we have to give our efforts and time. The best example of active income can be a job, which provides us salary every month. Active income can only generate money which can fulfill our daily needs. It is not a good source of generating money. Whereas, on the other hand, passive income is a source of income which generates income without you being involved in it. It generates money which can not only be used for fulfilling your daily needs but can be used for further investments. Let's take a look at an example of passive income. There are two people, Ram and Sam. They both have a house near to a river. They supply the water to a nearby village to earn money. But, one day Ram decides to stop supplying water for 1 month and build a pipeline to his home. This increased Sam's profit for 1 month, so he keeps on supplying the water. One day both of them fall seriously ill. Due to this they cannot supply water. Ram hires a worker who supplies water from the pipeline which he had built earlier. His business keeps going on. But, unfortunately, Sam's business is closed. He now has no source of income. The above story is an example of passive income, which helps us to generate income without putting any effort. Point number 2. Recognize your assets and liabilities. The lack of financial literacy is what stops us from becoming wealthy. The problem is not that we don't know how to make money. The main problem is that we don't know how to manage money, what to do with the money once we make it. Kiyosaki breaks it down very simply. Assets are things that add money in your pocket, liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. According to Kiyosaki, financially successful people do one thing better: save money. They tend not to spend on luxuries until they can actually afford it. Most of the middle-class people spend most of their money on luxuries even if they cannot afford it. Like buying luxury car on loan only because other people own it. This will end up taking all our money as we have to pay the monthly installment of loan, fuel used by car, its maintenance and its insurance. Instead of that, we can use the car as a taxi by hiring a driver and use it when we need it. This will help us pay all the bills of the car as well as generate a good profit for us. Point number 3. Pay yourself first. One of the major differences between Rich Dad and Poor Dad was that Poor Dad would get his monthly salary, pay off the bills, and use the remainder. By contrast, Rich Dad would pay himself first, even if that means his bills exceeded the remaining amount. The idea behind this, according to Rich Dad, is that we should always save 20% of our income before we cover essentials like pay our bills or pay taxes. If we spend first, we will be left with nothing to save at last. Paying ourselves first will also increase our desire to earn more to fulfill our needs and have ease with money. Point number 4. Take calculated risks. Kiyosaki puts forth the argument that it isn't smart people who get ahead in the world, it's bold people who like to take risks. He talks about how standard thinking is to save money, is by putting something every month in a bank account and come back to it in 40 years. Kiyosaki, however, argues that this limits people's mindsets and ability to take advantage of opportunities. He uses an example from his own life to explain this. In the early 90s, The market in Phoenix, Arizona was terrible. But instead of buying property at the estate agents, he started doing deals at lawyers' offices or courthouse steps. In this way, he was able to do deals of $75,000 properties at $20,000 or less. He would then sell these on for $60,000. Kiyosaki and his wife managed to do 6 of these deals, each taking around 5 hours work. They created over $190,000 in assets from these deals. How long would they have had to save to achieve that? Point number 5. Work to learn. This is one of the most important points of all. Most of us are taught to go to school, get good marks, get a degree and get a job. But the fact is that we should not take jobs for the money that we get out of it. In fact, we should take a job to acquire new skills. For instance, Kiyosaki took a job with Xerox simply because he knew that he was a shy person and Xerox was renowned for having the best sales training program out there. He ended up becoming one of the top salespeople in the company and, having gained what he wanted out of the job, left shortly after. He also took jobs as a construction worker, a busboy, reservations, marketing, and sat in on meetings with Rich Dad, with lawyers, bankers, accountants, etc. This was all part of learning a little about a lot so that he could run his companies in the most effective way. At last, I would like to say that the book is an extremely useful way of starting to think about the world and commercial opportunities differently in order to start creating wealth, and I highly recommend the read.